I get it. Hola, Tube Nation. It's been a minute. Yeah, sorry I haven't made a video since January. If I'm gonna be honest, just didn't have much to share. I was just kind of going through the motions these past few months and getting my shit together. Can you relax? And then guess what? Coachella happened. And I'm probably the last YouTuber to actually make a video about Coachella at this point. Hi, it's me editing, but I forgot to mention that the reason why it took so long is because right after Coachella was my birthday, and I just get really overwhelmed during that time of year, so it just takes me a second to process everything that just happened and finally get to editing it. I know that I've been gone for months, but I have videos lined up, okay? I swear. I'm not just gonna disappear off the face of the planet like I did. I won't leave you hanging for a while. So everybody pause this video, get a snack, get some popcorn, get comfortable, because it's gonna be a long one. But before we do get started, we do have a sponsor, so take it away, Sarah. You guys, today's video is sponsored by Helix Sleep. And when I tell you, I was jumping for joy when they reached out to me, because the thing about me is, I love to sleep. Some may say I sleep too much. My old mattress was disturbingly rock solid. It wasn't cute, it wasn't comfy. You're sleeping on a rock. Okay, call me Patrick. But I was too lazy to upgrade, so when Helix Sleep reached out to me, I was like, yeah? And for those of you who are living under a rock, Helix Sleep have premium mattresses customized to fit your needs and conveniently shipped to your door. Helix's sleep quiz matches you to the perfect mattress based on your body type and sleep preferences. So for me, when I took the little quiz, I'm a stomach sleeper through and through, and then I'll kind of switch to my side if I'm feeling crazy. But it's never on my back. You couldn't pay me money to sleep on my back. It's too vulnerable. I hate it. Helix Sleep told me that I should get the Helix Midnight Luxe. Doesn't that sound just like, ooh, the midnight? And Helix delivers your mattress right to your door with free shipping in the US. And the mattress just came to my front step and it was rolled up in a little box. And it was super easy to set it up. It took maybe like 5 minutes. And there's also a 100-night sleep trial to test the mattress out just to ensure that you love it. Helix mattresses also include a 10-year warranty and they offer financing options and flexible payment plans. I've had this mattress since January, so I've just been testing it out these past few months. I genuinely don't think that I knew what quality sleep was before I had this mattress. Not only have I had the best sleep ever, I've had the most crazy fun dreams. I have to force myself to get out of this bed. It just consumes me. And if you guys have watched me for a while, you guys know that I run really hot at night. I have to blow a fan at max speed on my feet, or I will sweat the bed. It's very uncomfortable and very unfortunate. So they suggested that I get, what is it? The Glaciotex cooling cover? I don't know if I'm saying that right. Glaciotex cooling cover. And y'all, I don't know how they do this. I don't know what the technology is, but it literally feels like air is coming out of the mattress and it's just cooling me down, and it's so nice during the summertime. Oh my god. And I'm constantly cozy. And guess what, folks, their Memorial Day sale is coming up, and I know it's a great time for you to upgrade your mattress too. Starting May 15th, you can get 25% off of your purchase. Just check out the Helix site for more details. I'm gonna put the link in the description box, or just go to helixsleep.com/Basca to get 20% off your Helix mattress plus 2 free pillows. Woohoo! Thank you so much, Helix Sleep, for sponsoring today's video. No, genuinely thank you. You have changed my life and my back. And let's get into the video. Okay, another thing before I start talking, another reason why I've been feeling like, about this Coachella video and I didn't know how to make it was because this year was just so chill. Well, kind of. This year just kind of felt different and everyone kind of said the same thing. Like there was something in the air about this year and nobody knows why. A lot of people are like, the lineup sucked, but I personally loved the lineup. I was very excited for the lineup. So it wasn't that for me. And I think last year there was so much more hype and like excitement because that was the first Coachella since COVID happened. And that was my second Coachella ever. I was like, oh my God. Last year I like planned all my outfits 2 months in advance. And this year I waited until the actual last moment. The day before we were supposed to leave to Coachella, I made the mistake and went to Dollskill. That was actually my hell on earth. I think that's going to Dollskill the day before Coachella might be the most anxiety-inducing, hellish situation for me personally. If you guys have never been to Dollskill in Los Angeles, it's like a club. Like there's no actual doors. It's like these long plastic fringe things that you have to like go through, and then you walk in and it's just EDM, really loud. It's a cool vibe on a regular day, but the day before Coachella, so many bitches running around, grabbing everything that they could. And I haven't been in that store in so long, and like I always forget that that kind of style isn't really my vibe anyway. It's a lot of like leather and like straps and chains, ribbons. Didn't find one thing I liked. And everything that I did like kind of like that I would see in the distance, I'd be like walking over to it calmly and then a bitch would like T-bone me and then grab it. Saw something kind of, someone would run and grab. It was just mayhem. Too much. All I hear is Coachella, 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 Coachella. Day 1, I'm gonna wear this day 3. Should I wear this day 2? Should I wear, it's like, oh my God, I can't. So I left that immediately, and then I walked down the street and I went to this like thrift store and I found some really cute stuff there. So I bought most of my stuff there, and then I came home and pack all my shit, go to bed, I wake up, I drive all the way to Inglewood, and then I picked up my sweet little sexy van. If you guys haven't watched my other Coachella videos, I car camp. I don't want to hear it. And the thing about this van is it's a double decker. The entire top of it lifts up where you can sleep. So you can like sleep in the back, and then we use the second level to put all of our luggage up there. It's kind of like a dressing room, if you will. So I get in my van. I love the design.
I'm thirsty. He grinned as he stumbled through the bar. Well, he said, give me some more love, give me some love, give it all. His breath really said it all.
It's a brand new van, by the way, which I was really nervous about. The guy was like, no one has drove this one yet. So like, be really careful. It's brand new. There's 0 miles. I was like, okay. No pressure, right? So I'm driving back home. I feel like a sexy truck driver. I'm eye level with everybody on the road, like all the truck drivers and shit. I feel really like masculine.
Now my wheels in motion and my windows open with the wind blowing in my hair. I'm driving down the highway, gonna do this my way. I can feel it in the air. Here I
go. I just really fit in. So then I get home, and Christelle and I, every single year, we plan on leaving around 11:30 because the traffic to get to Coachella is a nightmare. Like actually, usually it's maybe like a 2-3 hour drive. Sometimes it takes us 7. So we were like, okay, we're gonna leave at like 11:30. We'll get there around like 4, which will give us enough time to set up our campsite in the daytime while the sun's still out, correct? That didn't happen. And it never happens. And then we get in the car, start driving to Coachella, and we look at the clock. It's 5 p.m. Yeah. Yes. rush hour traffic. Again, not smart. We're blasting music, trying to make the most of it, but we know deep down in our hearts that we're gonna get there so late. And when you're car camping, the later you get there, the further away you are from the entrance. Hey guys, Christelle almost peed her pants in the car. It was kind of scary. She was kicking and screaming. It was fun. So now we're parked outside of a CVS, and I realized the two things that I forgot are literally the most important things. I forgot tampons, and I forgot...
Going back
Did they have
in
it?
there? No. Going back in there was a fever dream.
Almost pissed myself. I asked for the bathroom and like, we don't have a bathroom. And then I was like, okay, great. So I opened the back to like get the toilet paper so I could piss on the side of the fucking building because I don't have a choice. And all of the water bottles fall out. And then I peed on the side of the building, and then I went in there, and then I tried to get us your tampons.
Yeah, so I made her go back in and get me tampons, and then she came back out, and then she was like, do I want a White Claw? And I was like, yes. You went in for the bathroom, you went in again for tampons,
Yeah.
and then you went in again to get a White Claw, and then I called her because I realized I forgot my fucking pee funnel.
Yeah.
I'm so pissed I forgot it, dude.
Yeah. Let me just tell you what just happened to me in this third round going back into this random CVS in the middle of buttfuck nowhere. I went straight to the pharmacy to ask for the pee funnel thing, and they're like, we don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And I was like, you know, like the funnel. And then she was like, girl, what? Like, she was so confused. She's like, no, we don't have that. And I was like, awesome. And then, so that was really embarrassing. Grabbed a brewski. And then I go back, and the cashier was like, I know you. And I was like, oh. And then she's like, what's your Instagram? And asked me for my Instagram. So I'm just waiting for her to like probably DM me something. Meanwhile, the cashier is telling me about her life story, about like all the places that she fucking moved to, while she's asking me for my Instagram and like all this stuff. And I was like,
What?
I'm a little too drunk for this. Just a tad bit too drunk. I don't know what's going on, but I'm just happy I fucking pissed.
I'm so happy that you pissed also. I'm so happy I
Yeah.
have my tampons. Saying,
If
like,
we got there and you didn't have tampons,
what would I do? Like, what would I do?
you don't even have a pee funnel to funnel it out. Like, it's just fucked. Now, I think we have everything.
Besides the pee funnel, but that's okay. See ya. We're like an
Bye.
hour and 30 minutes away.
Still?
Yeah. This is the latest we've ever gone here. We finally make it to the campsite. We got there at 11 p.m. It was purgatory. Like, we parked our van. First of all, we're not parked next to any hotties. That's my biggest pet peeve, because the first year that we went, we were camped next to the hottest Australian hotties. Me and Christelle had boyfriends, so we couldn't do anything about it. So we were like, ooh, maybe we'll get some Australian hotties. Or like any hotties, we don't care. No hotties near us in any direction. It was very tragic. Everybody next to us and around us, they're all setting up their campsite and shit. And when I tell you, it felt like a war zone, and I'm not even being dramatic. I filmed some of it so you guys can understand the absolute chaos setting up our campsite was this year. It was a breeze last year. It was a windstorm, cyclone, like... It was a literal hurricane. The wind that night made it actually impossible and so frustrating to set up our campsite. It took us literally maybe like an hour just to get the canopy open. Everybody was going through that. Every single time we would like get it attached to the hook, the wind would just knock it over immediately. Luckily for us, that wasn't like a huge factor because we were sleeping in the van anyway. So I feel really bad for the people that actually had tents that they needed to also set up too, because I was watching bitches try to set up their tents, and like the old-fashioned tents, the OG tents with like the sticks and shit, you have to like shove it through. It just kept like breaking out of the tents and like flying around. People had to go like run and chase after the sticks. It felt like God just kept like sneezing, and it was just like it would be like chill for a second, kind of, and so we would like use those few seconds, get everything we needed, and then all of a sudden just God would sneeze and then just knock our shit over. Once we got the canopy up, we were like, we need to blow up the couch, and we also need to hang up the little tapestries around the canopy, you know, so we have privacy. I was on couch duty. She was hanging up the tapestries. You guys, this couch was being such a bitch. I didn't remember it being that hard last year because it wasn't.
Dude, how did we do this last time?
Because I had the pump blow it up with air. Once it would like get filled up and it was like firm, I would take it out and then like try to plug it in, and then it would just all deflate over and 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 over again. I think we may have damaged it from last year and I just didn't really check. I think that there might have been like a hole or something, or like one of the little nozzle things that you plug it in. I think that that was broken. It wasn't staying firm. When I would plug it in and it was firm, I'd be like, all right, cool. 5 minutes later, it would start to like slowly deflate. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I would check and all the holes would be, oh my God, you guys, this should have taken 10 minutes to blow up. Our neighbors were so annoyed at our air pump. It was constant air pump noise and then me going, fuck! Air pump noise, fuck me! Air pump noise, what the shit? Everyone was just like, oh my God. Even when everyone was done with their campsites, people weren't actually going to bed yet. Everyone was just kind of like chilling at their campsites, like talking with their friends, drinking a brewski, and everyone's like excited to be at Coachella. You just hear me in the background just, fuck my life! Screaming at this couch. I almost just took that couch and ripped it up. Our neighbors next to us were so just like, what the fuck are they blowing up over there? So I saw them kind of like peek over and they saw this giant thing that we're blowing up. And then this one guy goes, oh, I'm so annoyed. He was like, huh, are you building a water park over there? You know what? I wish, buddy. At this point, I wish I was blowing up a water park over here. I was like, nope. I was so annoyed. I almost like didn't answer and pretend like I didn't hear him, but he was right next to us. He goes, is it a water slide? No, it's not a fucking water slide. Well, then what is it? It's a sofa, Gary. Like, we finally figured it out, like once Christelle came and like helped me, and it was like a 2-man job, and then I sat on it and I could like feel it kind of deflate. And I'm like, I don't even want to sit on this thing right now. I'm just gonna be more pissed. I need to eat something and go to bed. I'm like sweaty just talking about this. So then Christelle starts roasting weenies. We both pour ourselves a glass of wine because we really needed it. We sat in the van and we had like a really existential, deep talk. We started talking about like religion for like an hour. We just would not shut the fuck up about the afterlife and death. It was an interesting vibe for the first night of Coachella. And then we wake up bright and early at like 9 a.m. to the sound of young college-age boys playing beer pong. Yeah, bro, let's get it, bro. That was our alarm clock. Yeah, brother. We were like, we're here. Feels like home. Miss this. So then we got up. Christelle was so nice and made us breakfast.
Yeah! Woo!
Thank you. And I'm looking around at our campsite and we didn't even bother setting up the string lights. Like we usually like make it really cool and vibey and have string lights and shit. But we didn't even bother putting those up the night before because we were just so pissed. So I was like sitting on the couch being like, damn, this campsite kind of just isn't a vibe like last year. I was too embarrassed to even like vlog it. I don't think I have any footage of the actual campsite because it was so bad. And the wind the night before just knocked all the it was just so messy and the couch just looked sad. But then after we ate breakfast, we were like, okay, we need to set the tone right. And we looked at the lineup and we saw that this jazz duo, they're 20-year-old kids, Domi and JD Beck. If you haven't heard of them, they're so good and they're so adorable. But it was like in 45 minutes after breakfast. But then we were like, honestly, let's just walk over there in our PJs and just listen to some jazz right now. All right, guys.
Hey, y'all.
It's day one. We're best dressed out here.
Yeah, we got the best shoes in town.
We got the best shoes in town, baby. No, but on a real note, we're in our pajamas. We just woke up.
Yeah, we're going on a little wine walk.
Yeah, we got our wine. And we're just gonna go watch some jazz.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna come back to the van, get ready, and actually look cute.
Yeah, we're seeing Bad Bunny today! I'm so excited! And also, I'm gonna go to Blink 182.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Blink 182. That was honestly the best way to start my tone. They brought out Thundercat, which was so hot. So Thundercat came out and he was like ripping the bass. Seen him a few times, ran into him at Walgreens once, and then he got mad at me for like not saying anything. But that's okay, that was like years ago. I don't regret anything. And then once Thundercat left the stage, Mac DeMarco came on stage, and Mac DeMarco's my bitch. And Mac was just being a little gremlin on stage. He always just like walks around the stage like a little freaky gargoyle or something. But we were like, oh, that was cool that we got to like see Mac DeMarco and Thundercat and Domi and JD as our first set at Coachella. Like, that's amazing. We went back to the campsite and then we were like, okay, we actually want to get ready, do our makeup, and be presentable. We took our iconic bag shower. We're about to take a shower. Do you want your hair to get wet? Yes. I got my soap. I got my shampoo. Got my loofah.
Ayy, one time like, two time like, ayy, me pop up. Say let me put you in position for the acquisition of some major paper. I'm just dipping, we ain't even tripping. You could thank me later. Sauce and dripping, hoe I'm finger licking, serving different flavors. See me flicking while I'm chasing chicken, flying on some acres. Ayy, old school weed, sending nothing but some G's. Any full pack of top papers, about to put some P's in it. Twerk it for me, baby, and make sure you put your knees in it. I got leg room, I could probably fit your knees in it. What y'all know about that country shit from by the river's edge? Thought I told you colder than a winter out in Winnipeg. Popping like you better be when you the proper pedigree. Blowing.
Hey, it worked. It's like,
I don't know how I did this last time, but I brought one of those car plug-in things with an outlet so I could do my hair. Plugged my curling iron into it, and it worked last year. But also, I don't know if I blow dried my hair last year, but I'm pretty sure that I did because I always have to blow dry my hair for it to look a certain way. So I'm pretty sure I was able to do that last year. But this year, I get into the front seat like I normally do, and I turn on my hair dryer. It ain't blowing. It like turned on a little bit where I was like, but there was no air coming out, like none, but it was on. It was like squeaking. But I was like, are you kidding me? Like my hair's gonna look like shit. So I was like, okay, I need to figure out how to maneuver around this. It's Coachella day one. I need to stunt on everybody. I need my hair to look fresh. So Christelle, after she gave me the shower, she went and she laid down on our couch. So I get in the car and it's already so hot outside. But I'm like, okay, I can do this. I blast the heat, full blast, every single vent. And I take my hairdryer brush, but I like brush it into the vent, pretending like it's the air coming out of my little thing. It worked perfectly, and it didn't take that long. So my hair was looking normal and fresh. But by the time I was done, I almost had a heat stroke because I was blowing so much hot air in this hot van, and I almost passed out. But my hair was looking so fly. And y'all, one of the main groups that I have been so excited to see, and one of the reasons why I came, was for this group called The Garden. Their music is strange. They're a strange duo. If you've never heard of them and you like different stuff, listen to All Smiles Over Here, Call This Number Now, that one's like more groovy, California Here We Go, Vexation, that one's good, and Thy Mission. But watch the Thy Mission music video. So basically they are twin brothers and they're so sexy. Like if Greta Van Fleet and Austin Butler had like a very weird set of twins, it would be them. Like they're so hot and their set was so fun, you guys. Me and Christelle were headbanging our asses off, almost got into a mosh pit. It was so cool. I actually like met a lot of you guys there, which I wasn't really expecting. And then you guys, we were tripping. So as we were watching their set, who comes on stage yet again? Mac fucking DeMarco. It's like his creepy ass just waddles back on stage, and we were drunk and we were like, there's no way. There's no way that we're seeing Mac DeMarco again, back to back. Like, what? Me and Crystal could not stop laughing. We were creaming our jeans. He just kept popping up. I felt like we were at Mac DeMarco's festival. But then we remembered that he has a song with The Garden. And that's the song Thy Mission that I told you guys to watch the music video of. Mac's in it. Such a bizarre video. And then we went to Bad Bunny's set, y'all. And Bad Bunny in my top 5 of people that I was so excited to see. I don't speak Spanish, but I love his shit. Whenever someone plays Bad Bunny, I'm like getting the fuck down to it, you know? I don't know what he's saying, but I have a great time. And also Christelle is like a huge freaking fan. Like, she speaks Spanish. We get to the stage, he comes out, everyone is losing their minds, you guys. This crowd was going feral for Benito. After Bad Bunny's set, we waddled back over to our campsite, but we were lit. We were on fire. We were so amped up. We didn't want the night to end. Where do the campers go when they don't want their night to end? The silent disco, baby. We had the best time in that silent disco, you guys. I don't know what it is about a silent disco. Fun exudes from my pores. My aura is just fun, joy. I don't know why. Dancing with a bunch of people in silence, and like some people are on the same station but other people aren't. You have to like find your group and figure out like who's on the same beat as you, and then once you find your people, then you all just like collectively vibe, and then people are like changing their stations to find our vibe. It was so fun, you guys.
Jump in that fire, jump in that beat, jump in that fire, jump in that whip, jump in that beat, jump in that beat, jump and do in circles. It's a bird, bird, pop, pop, with the motherfucking birds, pop, pop.
And so many hot guys in there. I was dancing with a lot of hot guys. Didn't get any of their info. Just because it wasn't like, we're not gonna take our headphones off and exchange info. It was like ping pong for both me and Christelle. We would like dance with each other, and then hot guy, hot guy, hot guy, back together, hot guy, back together. I digress. So then we wake up the next morning and I'm violently hungover. Oh my God. Good morning. I'm still drunk. Oh my God, I'm so drunk. What? I didn't even take my makeup off last night. Oh man. Oh, I'm so drunk right now. I don't think I've ever looked or felt worse, if I'm gonna be honest. We missed a lot of people that we wanted to see that day. We just always get way too lit on Friday, the first night, because we're just so excited. And like, how am I not gonna borderline black out to Bad Bunny and at the silent disco? Like, come on now. And you guys, the first set that we saw on Saturday was at 7 o'clock. Huh? 7. It was also so hot on Saturday, and we were like, the sun hurts our eyes. Let's just wait till the sun goes down and let's see Rosalia. And y'all, Rosalia. I was absolutely blown away. That shit knocked my socks off, and I wasn't wearing socks. It knocked the calluses off my feet. It shed all of my cuticles. I was exfoliated. She scrubbed me down with that performance. I've never seen anything like that. I don't listen to a lot of her stuff, but I love her. I think she's like literally one of the most talented artists of this generation right now. Her vocals, her performances. I personally think that she could have headlined. My eyes were literally like glued to the stage and to the monitors. Like I could not look away. I couldn't even look away to like dance for a second. Like I was so captivated by her performance. And again, I don't know what she's saying, but I'm in a trance, in my mind and in my pants. We stayed in that area after Rosalia was done because Blackpink came on right after at the same stage. We had a great view. I'm obsessed with Blackpink. Obviously, I've seen like every music video. I fucking love those bitches. They're not actual bitches. The Blink community, they're not, you know what I mean. These beautiful women, that's what I mean. I was so excited to see them perform because I just knew it was gonna be good. Just every time. They don't miss. No one misses. Then they came out so good, of course. Like there's nothing to even really say. They are just K-pop perfection. And them headlining Coachella was also huge because no K-pop group has ever headlined Coachella. So it was just also a huge moment. Just so much representation this weekend, just all around. Bad Bunny headlining, Blackpink headlining, and then Frank Ocean, no white people headlining for the first time. Like that's crazy. And then you guys, I was a little confused because I thought Blackpink were the headliners, and they were on paper. But then Calvin Harris was after them. So I was like, what the why? But okay. So I was a little conflicted. I really wanted to see Suicide Boys so bad, and they were on at the same time as Calvin Harris, but nobody wanted to see Suicide Boys with me. Christelle did, but she kind of wanted to stay for Calvin Harris, and I didn't want to go to Suicide Boys alone because I didn't want to get lost. It was the end of the night and there's no service. I just didn't want to get split up from everyone. Deep down I was just like, dude, I really want to see Suicide Boys. And quite honestly, I don't really give a fuck about Calvin Harris. I like a few of his songs. Do you slide on all your nights like this? Like there's a few songs that I really like. I don't want to like sound annoying right now, but if I hear we found love in a hopeless place, if I hear that shit one more time, I'm gonna cry blood. I already had to hear all of Calvin Harris throughout middle school and high school on the radio every damn day. I'm sick of his radio hits. I feel so close to you right now. It's a like I can't do it. Like I can't do it. And so when he came out, I was just kind of annoyed. But I put my sunglasses on and I was trying not to be annoyed. And since he was the last person at the main stage that night and it's Saturday, he drew in a giant crowd. And also since he's very much mainstream, there's so many people and there was like nowhere to really go. I just started to get really overwhelmed. And then just like watching everyone love it so much. I wish that I could feel that way. Put that shit aside and just have fun, but I just genuinely couldn't. As hard as I tried, I just couldn't. And then what really pushed me over the edge This is such a negative video. Sorry, this is so negative, but like, this is just my experience. What really pushed me over the edge was hearing, when I met you in the summer, and my eyes beat down, we fell in love till the leaves turn brown. I was like, I hate that song anyway. And just hearing it amplified on all these speakers with like so many people, my heart started beating really fast. I haven't had an anxiety attack in public in a really long time. When I heard that, when I met you in the summer, so claustrophobic. I know I sound like such a douchebag, but I had an anxiety attack. I was like, Christelle, like, I'm freaking out. I like need to sit down somewhere. And then she was like, oh my god, okay. We like go up to our friends, and then Christelle's like, I'm just gonna like take Sarah out here. And then they're like, okay. We have to go through all of these people, and I'm on the verge of tears, dodging all these like sweaty people. Well, I met you in the summer is in the background, and I'm like,
I literally am gonna freak out.
and then once we got out of the crowd, like once we got to the very back, I just sat down and I started sobbing. And I had a full-blown panic attack at Calvin Harris. Christelle had to like guide me in breathing exercises and talk me down because his music overwhelmed me so much. And it just like brought me back to high school. I don't know what that was. I just remember sitting there in the grass being like,
I cannot believe I'm having a panic attack to Calvin Harris.
this was not on my agenda today. This was the last person that I thought that I'd be having a panic attack to.
Sarah's having a panic attack because Calvin Harris's music is so overstimulating and it sounds like ass. She's literally crying. She had to hold me in her arms. His set sounds like the radio when we were 6 years old, and it's so triggering. It's triggering me to high school. It's just too much. Like I literally like can't breathe.
And it was so embarrassing because as I was sitting there, full on crying, not being able to breathe, people were coming up to me, you guys. People were coming up to me. Sarah, are you Sarah Baska? And I'm like, yes. And then they were like, oh my god, and I'm like, sorry, I'm like, I just like need space. Oh, that was a very low moment for me.
That was terrifying. I'm gonna be super honest.
Thank you so much for validating me.
Well, you were panicking. I definitely was like, this shit sucks, and I'm like overstimulated, but I'm not like to the point where I'm gonna have a panic attack.
Anxiety is so weird because it can come at any point. I just didn't think that that was gonna happen to me that weekend because that honestly hasn't happened to me in so long. I felt so out of my body. I had like tunnel vision, like I couldn't really see. And she was like, do you want to see Suicide Boys? And I was like, yes. And she was like, okay, they're only on for like 15 minutes, so let's just hurry up and get there. And I was like, okay, totally. We got to Suicide Boys set. All my anxiety went away. Felt amazing. I was like headbanging, going crazy. It was nuts. I just needed to get out of that environment. And literally once I did, I was fine. And now I know that Calvin Harris is randomly a trigger. That's just new information that I learned, so. And if you're a huge Calvin Harris fan, listen, I have nothing against the guy. It just is really not for me, I guess. Except I really do like Slide. So yeah, then after the Suicide Boys, me and Christelle just went back to our campsite.
We just got back and Sarah has fallen asleep. And do you think that I'm gonna let her stay asleep? That's incorrect. Let's wake this bitch up. Hold on. Also, I'm so funny that this bitch was like crying about Calvin Harris and how bad his set was. Come on. Oh my god. Literally, look at her. Hold on. Let's wake her up. We have to go to the silent disco. Hey, mommy. Wake up. We gotta go to silent disco. Silent disco. What do you want? A Red Bull?
Yeah.
If I give you a Red Bull, would you come with me? God? Who's God? Me? This is Jesus telling you you have to go to the silent disco.
Do I have to go to the silent disco? God.
Yeah, you're gonna go to hell if you don't. That's one of my 10 commandments. As God, you have to go to the silent disco at Coachella.
Oh, but I'm tired.
Do you want a Red Bull? I'm being nice. As God, I'm giving you an option.
That's so hot. Resurrect me.
You want to see Calvin Harris again?
No!
Right, so get up.
No!
Get up.
No! I don't. I don't. I don't.
Why are you barking?
My life
What would
is
you
Mac
have done
DeMarco.
if Mac DeMarco came out during Calvin Harris? Hello?
Ouch!
I don't know why you did that.
I really had to think about that. And then the last day we woke up and I was still feeling like kind of weird from the night before, but I was like, you know what? It's your last day. You're gonna make the most of it and let's just have a great time. I'm really pissed because I missed Christine and the Queen set, and only because we saw Dominic Fike instead. I just love Dominic Fike. And they went on at the same time, so I was like, just Dominic Fike, you know. And then after that, we saw Willow. God bless. That Willow made me cry multiple times. Willow's always been like a huge inspiration musically for me. I just love everything about Willow. I think she's such like a light. So getting to see Willow was really special. Then we saw Fisher and Chris Lake. That was a vibe. I really liked that. We met up with like all of our friends for that too. That was really fun. Then the whole Frank Ocean fiasco happened. I'm a huge Frank Ocean fan. I actually saw him a few years ago in New York. It was one of his last performances, but that performance was so good. I remember seeing that with Ashlyn and my other friend Natalie, and like he was such an amazing performer. And so I was really excited to see him perform. And like everyone has said already, like he doesn't perform. So it just felt really special. You guys already know what happened. I mean, my take on it was that was the only night where I wasn't even gonna do it, but then I was like, it's Frank Ocean. That's gonna be so special. Terrible idea. I only did a tiny bit though. Someone had a water bottle and I just took a sip, so I wasn't even like, whoa. But you know, I was like, you know how it is. I just remember we were standing there and he was supposed to be out 30 minutes ago. And everyone just kind of like asking around, like, what's going on? Is he even gonna come on stage? Everyone was kind of confused. There were so many people at this set. Bitches were camping out all day. We had like a pretty good view. We kind of stood in the same spot the entire weekend at that stage because we found like a sweet spot. So we were always there, but even in that spot was like getting pretty crowded and so many people around us were on drugs, like so many drugs, you guys. People were like tripping and starting to get really anxious. And I took like one swig of the water, so I was chilling. I barely even felt it, you know? Some people around me were like really freaking out because when you're on drugs, there's no stimulation and it's just a lot of people and you're waiting in a crowd for someone that you love so much and they're really late. People just started freaking out. I kind of put like a energetic shield around me. I'm like trying to learn how to do that more, especially at festivals, because I just absorb a lot of energy anyway. So feeling everyone's confusion and frustration from every corner around me, I was just like, just keep your cool, Sarah, just keep your cool. And me and my friends just kept trying to make light of the situation. We just like kept making jokes, whatever. And then finally, when an hour went by, people are like actually upset. Like people behind me who are like huge Frank fans were like yelling. You guys probably already know, but like the lights turn on and there's just these people walking around in a circle on stage. But at least there was like some stimulation, you know? At least there was something to look at. Because all I could look at was the handicap sign right in front of me. And it was lighting up in like a really pretty blue color because I was like kind of high. That was the only color or like stimulation I was looking at, and I just kind of kept focusing on that side. Besides that handicap side, it was darkness. But then yeah, people just started walking around in a circle on stage and we were just watching that being like, And it was also silence. Like there was no music in the background or anything. It was just people silently walking around. And after 5 minutes of that, we were like, okay. And people were starting to get freaked out, especially the ones on drugs, because they were like, what is that? And especially with like the no music, it was just a very eerie vibe. And obviously everyone knows now that that was supposed to be an ice rink. Frank came out, couldn't see him. He was behind a giant screen. But honestly, the visuals of him on like the screen was really sick. I really enjoyed that. Seeing him perform was special, even though a lot of people were not happy about it. The man is clearly going through it, and the man is clearly not doing well. He just lost his brother. Yes, I understand that like people paid so much money to see that performance. It's just like a really hard situation to judge. He lip synced most of the songs and didn't even pretend. Like he was just kind of like vibing on stage and like dancing. He did sing a few of his songs, and that was really special. I teared up a few times.
I guess they couldn't let me shout love, glory from above.
And then playing just remixes to a lot of his songs. They were interesting. Like some of the remixes were actually pretty good, and I was like jamming. But I think that the DJ set went for way too long in the middle of his set, and we just didn't know what was going on. I know that was like his artistic vision, and I kind of wish that I could like understand it better. And I was kind of thinking like maybe his set was supposed to be like the feeling of like the ups and downs of grief. Maybe the okay points, the really low points, the really confusing points, the chaotic points, the really sad points, how he's feeling. That's just my interpretation of it though. A lot of people were not happy with it because it was very chaotic and no one knew what the hell was going on. But I also think that that's also me just trying to like rationalize the performance and make something of it. And maybe it wasn't even supposed to be that. I don't know. I wasn't really like deeply disappointed by it. I also wasn't waiting out for hours to see him, so I so understand. But for me, as just like a casual, I'm gonna go to Frank's set. I love Frank. I'm not expecting much because of everything that he's gone through. I didn't leave that set being like, what the fuck? I left that set being like, damn, dude. I just hope he's okay. That's all I could really think and feel. I know he's gonna get so much heat and hate, and a lot of people are gonna be mad at him, and he's probably gonna lose a lot of money. This is gonna probably really affect his relationships in the industry and in the business. I was just thinking about like all that. And like there's also the argument of like he shouldn't have even agreed to do this if he was going through so much. And I so understand that too, but also he probably in the moment thought it would be a really cool idea to like pay tribute to his brother because his brother loved Coachella. But then the time actually came for him to do it. It was like really triggering. And like I said earlier, who knows when you can be triggered and like when intense and strange emotions can happen to you out of nowhere. So I don't know. I just hope that he heals. That's all I have to say about that. And then yeah, that's pretty much it, y'all. Then we went back to the silent disco again. For the last night, and it was so fun. I also believe that that's another reason why that didn't like ruin my last night, because I was just thinking, let's just go to the silent disco, man. It doesn't have to end like this. But a lot of people went home after that, like especially the people that were not car camping. But people were like crying and upset, and I get that too. But we just went to the silent disco and popped our ass. And then we woke up the next morning, we packed up all of our shit, and we went home. And then we went back for the second weekend, but we stayed with our friends who live in this gorgeous house literally right across from Coachella. And so that was really cool, like actually having a shower and a toilet and a curling iron. That was really sick. And I'm glad that I went to the second weekend too, because I got to see everyone that I missed. So that was awesome. And that was just also chill. There wasn't really like any like drama besides my anxiety attack the first weekend, but it just all went pretty well. And I had a really good time. And I also just think because I'm older and I'm kind of getting used to this shit, understand Coachella now, it's just going smooth. I know this video wasn't as like fucking crazy and filled with tea as the other ones, but I hope that you still enjoyed it. Who knows if I'm gonna go car camping next year. Experiencing that house with my friends who actually have a house, like they weren't even renting it, that's their house. So now that I know that, I'm like, should I just do that next year? Because it's literally right across the street, so just like walking there is easy. We don't have to like Uber or anything. It's not like a hassle. I don't know, we'll see what I end up doing. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Next video is going to be about my trip to Arizona that I randomly went on by myself and had a blast, so get ready for that. I love you guys. Bye.